The WNBA is paying attention after women's basketball standout Caitlin Clark finally spoke up. Of her remarks, the drama, upheaval, and tension that were developing within the Indiana Fever organization had been closely observed by fans. For several weeks, however, Caitlin has finally spoken, the much-needed moment, and she asserts that they are both powerful and evolving. The manner in which she plays basketball professionally, fans have long realized that something wasn't quite right. After choosing Clark with the first overall pick, the Indiana Fever weren't doing as well as many had anticipated. Many questions remained unanswered during the difficult shift to the pros. Did the coaching play a role? Was there a problem with the system? Or did Caitlin's generational genius potential get lost in what way? Then came the shocking revelation. The coaches of the Indiana Fever were replaced. Even though it doesn't seem important, on paper, it has a significant impact. When a team changes coaches mid-season, particularly after acquiring a talented player, it says a lot. Just like Caitlin Clark, the supporters were aware that this was no ordinary development. The balance of power changed. Whether or not Caitlin had spoken so far, her voice was crucial. When questioned about the modifications Caitlin eventually opened up about how she handled things. She was calm, with that special fire in her voice. Self-assured and composed, she admitted the difficulties. Without hesitation, she took on the assignment. However, the most obvious thing she did was express optimism. The club's potential and the new coaching staff are inspiring. She talked about how we now have a new outlook and a clearer idea of how we want to play. To the new mentoring voices, it was all wrapped up in one line. Weeks had passed while Caitlin adjusted to a system that didn't appear to really comprehend how to utilize her skills, such as her deep shooting, fast reflexes, and court vision. However, alignment has finally been attained and accomplished. The system is adapting to her, instead of the other way around. Before, the tension on the court was known to the fans. Occasionally, Caitlin appeared angry. The team wasn't working well together, since she wasn't giving it her all. Plays were unsuccessful, there was improper spacing, the timing and cut were off, but she would have made a fantastic pass. However, Caitlin responded, "It's about staying focused on growth." When asked how she maintained her composure throughout, "We have the opportunity to improve every day. Even though not every game will be flawless, I believe their remarks show maturity beyond her years." This isn't simply an inexperienced player making noise. This athlete is prepared to accept the initiative. She complimented her colleagues, highlighting seasoned athletes like Kelsey Mitchell and Elia Boston, and referring to them as excellent rivals and voices that support my development. However, the most remarkable moment is when Caitlin subtly but obviously declares that her goal is to succeed. Despite her lack of formal vocabulary, it was evident from her tone that winning games is not as important as creating a championship culture. Regarding the coaching transition, the new coaching staff is already having an effect because their leaders are more aware of contemporary attacking tactics. Players concur that the workouts feel more organized throughout practices, and there is a clearer definition of the roles. Caitlin says it's theirs, greater clarity in our actions that encourages everyone to play freely and aggressively. She also expressed gratitude to her fans for their steadfast support. From the WNBA to Iowa, there is a lot of noise everywhere we go. It's love, she said. I don't take that for granted either. Caitlin is aware that she is carrying more than a team. She is embracing and carrying women's sports the spotlight. Additionally, it's evident that the fever is subsiding despite their difficult beginnings, altering so that Caitlin can prepare food, increased capacity for deep shots, quicker spacing, plus additional pick-roll activities. She is already receiving the things that made her a collegiate sensation. By her, she has increased her output, assists, and team spirit in the last few games. Indeed, Clark was being honest. There is still work to be done, that we're still not where we want to be. Sincerity has long been a component of her style of leadership. She is not endorsing a fable, she's bringing something to life. Fans are being purchased, and the energy is changing. The Fever locker room is once again full of hope. The practices environment, the gym is brand new. The front desk employees are completely committed. the league is keeping an eye on things, now that she's expressed herself. Caitlin Clark has just begun her journey. Caitlin Clark's comments have undoubtedly spurred change in the Indiana. After coaching changes, there was a fever in the locker room and around the WNBA as she stopped mirroring her voice. Powerful. It's establishing the company's tone. Now that she's spoken her opinions, it's interesting to observe how other people are responding. With the goal of growing around Clark, the new coaches took control. Are obviously paying attention. Games now have a different tempo. The offensive line is starting to open up. Plays that allow her to move in space, control tempo, and run the floor, exactly how she flourished at Iowa, are being devised. Assistant coaches allegedly stated in a recent interview that they had never seen a rookie on like Caitlin on the floor. The huddle's primary emphasis is her. Players are gravitating toward her with every possession and timeout. One coworker claims that Caitlin is embracing the type of presence that is typically associated with seasoned veterans. "You take the lead right away," she answered. "You act when your team needs you." Just one statement sums her up. Mindset. She is eager to have the keys. She's driving already. She is as calm off the court. She has discussed the psychological effects of her fast-paced journey from being the biggest celebrity to representing a team that hasn't had much success in college basketball to handling constant media attention. For a very long time, she said, "I love it, but it's a lot. Pressure just shows that other people believe you are capable of something extraordinary." Since she addressed the coaching issue, the fan reaction has only been stronger. These days, tickets for Fever games are selling out more quickly since they are significant events. More significantly, the group is discussing possible and direction rather than confusion and chaos. Caitlin is transparent about her response to criticism. Even though the product is selling so fast, not all analysts have been helpful. Some say she's making too many changes. Some claim that her defense is inadequate. However, Caitlin simply said, "Music, am aware of my shortcomings. I've never been scared of my work." Rather than brushing off the criticism, she took it and she's obviously utilizing them as fuel. The team's veterans have also stood up for her. People don't realize how hard it is to get into this league with high degree of focus. Kelsey Mitchell stated during a press conference, "She's managing it more skillfully than most." Such support demonstrates that Caitlin is gaining respect in the locker room in addition to engaging fans. According to the new coaches, Music Clark is the team's primary focus during team drills as the offensive is being rebuilt. Because of her increased mobility, she will be able to make more picks when more shooters are dispersed over the floor and roll setups and read the defense. The system is no longer generic. Caitlin is in the middle of the system. It is clear from her last 3 games that Clark has progressed in a number of areas since the coaching change. More assists, a higher shooting percentage, and fewer forced plays. The game is becoming slower for her. As you can see, she has a high basketball IQ, which also brings out the best in her colleagues. Additionally, Caitlin admitted that the team's culture has been impacted by the coaching change. "We're enjoying ourselves once more. We don't have the same energy," she remarked, as previously at the gym. She thinks that energy is the key to success in the future. The manner is even more amazing. Clark is in charge of the expanding media circus. Reporters covering music flock to every post-game interview. Every quotation is examined. She maintains her composure even when every body language interchange turns tense. "Not all headlines are read by me," she clarified. "I maintain continuous communication with both my family and my team. I'm focusing on it, it's not." It's interesting that, as the franchise leader, she is receiving greater attention from the Fever front office. In order to develop players, they have made an investment in new employees. Fans now have easier access to the media. They've started hosting community meetings where Clark is the focal point. She is more than just the team's future. She is the embodiment of the brand. Fans are now feeling that connection with music that pre-game warm-ups, Instagram, and TikTok all display. The impact of Caitlin Clark. Boys and young girls are donning her jersey to see her live. The entire family is traveling. This kind of natural fan passion has not been seen in the WNBA in a long time. that IT is also supported by Caitlyn's performance. She has also developed into an inspiration to the league's younger players. After a difficult defeat, Clark held out his hand and said, "Keep your head up." Once, a younger player remarked, "There's a reason you are here. Music has leadership that transcends the metrics, despite the league's challenges." The stakes are high as Indiana moves forward with a reinvigorated emphasis. They are still not a postseason contender. Clark is not avoiding the stress of having a task to complete. Growth is the focus of this season. It's about developing chemistry, trust, and routines. "Victories will come," she said. That message resonates. Fans have more reasons to go than just eye-catching attractions. They trust Caitlyn. They support the long-term plan because of this. They support the reconstruction. The press, which has previously questioned her ability to manage the change, is suddenly changing its stance. Her transformation is being praised by analysts. She is regarded by former players as one of the most intelligent passers they have seen in a long time. Rivals are tipping their hats as well. The question is arguably the most moving scene in this book. Question whether Clark regrets entering the WNBA during this period of intense focus. "Definitely not," she answered. "I wish I could be here. This is not where I came to hide. My goal is to compete." That spirit of competition combined with grace and humility is transforming the Indiana Fever from a struggling group into a powerful force. There was more to the coaching than music. Change rather than just a formal choice. That IT was a turning point as well as a warning. The primary focus is Caitlyn Clark. Of it, the Indiana Fever's future. IT looks promising.